According to UNICEF, over 50 countries with less resources utilize strategies developed by Sultana and her local and international team of experts to identify and rehabilitate children with disabilities. Presently, there are 5 departments of special education, one under Dhaka University, 4 under the National University across Bangladesh, where bachelors in special education and masters in special education degrees are provided to young teachers who are keen to work with children with special needs. Several acts have been passed in Parliament to ensure the right to education, rehabilitation, and protection of persons with disabilities, including children. Within the health sector, multidisciplinary Shishu Bikash clinics, Bangla for Child Development Centers, have been scaled up across all government medical college hospitals and in several non-government hospitals and health centers. Manuals to train multidisciplinary teams of professionals have been developed by Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation for this purpose. Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation has established partnerships with countries in South America, Africa, Australasia, and the US where tools and procedures are adopted and replicated to improve the quality of life of children with disabilities. A large human resource of developmental psychologists, counselors, special education teachers, and rehabilitators, as envisioned by Sultana and developed through her hard work and vision, are now actively working across the country and other nations. There is much yet to be done. Her legacy will remain as strong as the strength of commitment of her legion of students, experts, and fellow dreamers whom she has left behind. All will long remember Sultana's work in the world of disability, for which she was awarded and feted the world over. That is her legacy to the world. Her gift to her family, though, is the gift of hope and faith amid all battles in life. Today, on Sultana's first death anniversary, it gives us much pleasure to inaugurate a vision accomplished, a commemorative volume in her honor with contributions from colleagues, students, friends, and family from all over the world.
This is Naila Khan, and on behalf of the Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation, I would like to welcome all of you. Most of you who have been invited today are contributors to a very, very modest publication that we have tried to finish by today, which is her first death anniversary. We remember Sultana with a lot of love and affection. And tonight we would like to listen to those contributors speak for themselves. I believe all of you have a copy of the publication. Not all of you are contributors, but all of you are people who loved her and had a lot of affection for her.
কোনোদিন কর্মহীন পূর্ণ অবকাশে, বসন্ত বাতাসে, অতীতের তীর হতে যে রাত্রি বহিবে দীর্ঘশ্বাস, ঝরা বকুলের কান্না ব্যতিবে আকাশ, সেই ক্ষণে খুঁজে দেখো কিছু মোর পিছে রহিল সে তোমার প্রাণের প্রান্তে। বিস্মৃত প্রদোষে হয়তো দেবে সে জ্যোতি, হয়তো ধরিবে কভু নাম হারা স্বপ্নের মূরতি। মোর লাগি করিও না শোক, আমার রয়েছে কর্ম, রয়েছে বিশ্বলোক। মোর পাত্র রিক্ত হয় নাই, শূন্যরে করিব পূর্ণ, এই ব্রত বহিব সদাই।
আগুনের পরশমণি ছোঁয়াও প্রাণে, এ জীবন পূর্ণ করো, এ জীবন পূর্ণ করো, এ জীবন পূর্ণ করো, এ জীবন পূর্ণ করো দহন দানে। আগুনের পরশমণি ছোঁয়াও প্রাণে। আমারে দেহ খানি তুলে ধরো, তোমার ওই দেবালয়ের প্রদীপ করো। নিশিদিন আলোক শিখা জ্বলুক গানে, নিশিদিন আলোক শিখা জ্বলুক গানে আগুনের পরশমণি ছোঁয়াও প্রাণে
because Sultana had long links with Columbia University and with the international team whose work is benefiting the world across the globe. I would like to invite Leslie Davidson to speak a few words. Leslie?
You can't be seen.
Leslie?
I can now speak.
Yes.
Very honored. I am very happy to be able to speak here representing Zina and myself. And I was a young researcher when I first met through my work with Zina and with Maureen Durkin at Columbia. And also, a member of the team was Shanta Dixit, who may be on this call. Shanta Dixit from Nepal. And
yes.
I want to say is I learned so much from Sultana and from Naila and their family about how to learn about people who had challenges to move or hearing, or intellectual, cognitive skills, how to interact, how to create the relationship that make research valid. And I came to well, first Sultana and Naila came to New York and we met with researchers from Pakistan and from Jamaica and planned a fairly big study we undertook. And then I went to Bangladesh and stayed with Sultana and got to know her even better and became lifelong friends with Naila. And my family is your family is my family. I've visited twice since then. And Sultana was a beacon. Sultana showed the way where there were no bridges yet. She helped build them. Her attention to the needs of children living with disability and their families is incomparable. And I'm going to stop there because there are 30 other people with important things to say. But I'm so honored to be here and to have written something for this wonderful book. Thank you, Naila, Lubna, and the whole family.
Thank you, Leslie. I would like to invite Shireen Munir Zaman, who has been with Sultana from the beginning of the Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation for at least 2 decades. And I would like her to say something. Her writing in the memoirs really lists all the work that Sultana has done through her lifetime for children with disabilities, and Shireen has traveled with Sultana all over the globe. I would like Shireen to say a few words, please. Shireen?
Hello?
Shireen, bolo.
I don't know what I'm going to say, but I cannot explain the impact she had on us because I do not have the perfect words to say. To explain a little about her, she always left her home open for us.
Hello.
To do the research work. It was like an open invitation allowing us to come in any time of the day with her, talk with her, advice from her and support, and all above and overall. We had lunch and tea with her when it was time. Though my words are not enough to appreciate all the hard work she has done for us, I always remember Appa. When I sincerely raise my hands for prayer, I feel so blessed and thankful to Almighty to her as a constant source of motivation and inspiration in my life. We all miss you, Appa. May your soul rest in peace. Allah Almighty bless you.
Thank
That's all
you.
I can say.
Thank you, Shireen. You have been one of her longest colleagues in this work. Can I invite Shaheen Anam, who is a member of the Board of Trustees, and she was always also a student of Sultana's at the psychology department in Dhaka University. I would like Shaheen to say a few words.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank Protibondhi Foundation, of which I'm a trustee board, but especially Naila and Lubna to do this, because we really needed to celebrate her life. I have personally felt that we have not been able to say goodbye to her the way we wanted to mourn for her, to celebrate her life. So this is extremely important, like a closure of thinking about and talking about her. She was my teacher when I joined university in '69, and we used to look at her and say, always poised, elegant, standing there with her beautiful sari, and we used to think, all of us, that I would like to be like her when I grow up, and we were 19 at that time. So Sultana Appa, I think, was way beyond her, beyond her time. Now we are talking about leave no one behind in the SDG Sustainable Development Goals. Well, she thought about it 35 years ago when she made that commitment that no children should be left behind. She influenced government on this whole concept of inclusive education, that all children deserve the best. She was, for me, a complete person. She was modern, progressive, yet steeped in our cultural and traditional values. Her home was a warm place for everybody to come and relax, not only her family, but extended family. Her dining table was at the same time a place where her grandchildren played, but at the same time, 3 PhD students taking advice from her. The more I talk and think about Sultana Appa, the more amazed I am what a person she was. She really, really was something. Her sense of social justice, her sense, her commitment to the society. I think we all owe her a huge gratitude, and the legacy that she has left behind, I'm absolutely confident that her daughters, Naila and Lubna, will carry it forward in their own way. But all of us will try to emulate the example that she has set and left behind. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaheen. I would like to invite Shamim Firdaus Karim, because Sultana's main work was started with the psychology department in Dhaka University. And Shamim Firdaus Karim, Lubna, can you see her on screen? Can you see Shamim Firdaus Karim on screen?
Naila, no, she's not there.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
Yes, she's here.
Yes, she's there. Yes. Shamim. Shamim Karim.
Naila,
Yes.
thank you very much for asking me to say a few words about Sultana Appa. She came into my life when I was just growing up, getting admitted into the university, and she was the complete role model for us. We were young, like Shaheen said, we were 19 years old, 18 years old, and we were looking forward to our life in the university, to our life growing up, getting into the society. And Sultana Appa was always guiding us towards where we should go, what we should do, how we should study, how we should have fun as well. Because I remember the time she took us for a picnic to Kanchon, and we had to cross the river in a in a steamer that she had arranged. And it was so much fun just to be free from the clutches of parents. And she was our guardian. She was looking after us. My parents were not at all worried about where we were going or what we were doing. And that is how I looked upon her always, always, always. She was really my mentor. She was who she was. She taught us much more than the books, much more than what the books say about anybody in psychology. She taught us how to deal with the intellectually disabled children, the challenged children. She made us go to Kolani, sit there and deal with them firsthand so that we know how they are and what they need and how we can contribute to their well-being. At this Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation is nothing but that which she created for all of us. I think I'll end here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. After leaving taking a leave of absence from the psychology department, Sultana moved to the Institute of Education and Research to set up the first ever Department of Special Education at the Institute of Education and Research. I'd like to invite Sharmeen Haq to say a few words. I know Sharmeen too, like Shireen Munir and Shamim Karim, has a long relationship with can I Lumna unmute karo to okay?
They are all unmuted.
Okay. Sharmeen, I would like Sharmeen to say a few words because Sharmeen has not only been in research with her, she's also now one of the board of trustees of the Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation, and she also is the chair of the board for the Department of Institute of Special Education run by the Protibondhi Foundation. So Sharmeen Haq, Professor, it's your turn.
Thank you, Naila. And yes, I'm a co-partner with Shireen Zaman Munir since we started our struggle, our hunting to establish the rights of children with disability since we were students. I was a student then, and in 1974-75. So, but gradually, yes, we were working. And whenever I was doing my MPhil, my PhD under her supervision, she was my supervisor. Gradually, we were side by side. We were really fighting for the right to establish the rights for children with special needs since that time. And when I used to roam about in the department, many of my senior teachers, they would say, why everyone clutters to Sultana Zaman? And what have you found in Sultana Zaman that you are only interested in children with mentally retarded and children with special needs? Why don't you go to other teachers and do many other activities in different areas of psychology? And you have many options there. I said, no, Appa, sorry, we have a commitment with Sultana Appa, and I don't think we could leave her and do something different. Let us see what keeps how we can go. Yes, no, it's a zero. We have started from a zero, but let's see. So from zero, we are here, and I have retired. I'm still working as a counselor for a school, and even taking classes in different special education institutions. So I'm home, but I'm still working and always remembering Sultana Appa. Always, always, always. Yes, work, learn more, give more. It will help you expand your knowledge and support you in your lifelong further career. So this is where I am. And yes, as Shireen also said, the door was open to us also, her house, and be it 6 in the morning, be it 12 at night. And one thing more I would like to add is that when I was doing my PhD, I got married. I had 2 small children, and she was the grandmother of my children. She used to shower them, feed them, and I used to do my PhD work. You do your work. I'm looking after your children. Don't worry. I said, Appa, I can't come because my children are still so small. Today I want to get off. No. I'll take the responsibility. You just come and sit down in the office room and do your work. So she was not only a teacher, a mother, a carer, a loving heart, a soul, which I will never forget in my life.
Thank you.
If you call me, she's your second mother. Of course, she was my second mother. But yes, my second mother left, but she's still in my heart here. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you. Sudha, my mother had loads of friends across the world, and as we have mentioned in the book, that she always said, collaborate with the best that this world has to give. And so she met some wonderful people in the region who were also, working towards, the rights of children with special needs, disabilities. And Sudha Kaul is a pioneer. Sudha, we would like you to say a few words. Sudha is here from Kolkata. She is the founder of the Spastic Society and has a lot of other designations, but we would like to listen to you, Sudha.
Thank you to begin with. I think it's a wonderful thing that you've done. It's not only a tribute to your mother, it's a tribute to the work that she's done, not just for Bangladesh, but I would say across the world. And I was so fortunate to have met her and known her. And Appa has a very special part in my life. What was wonderful about her was that her work cut across countries and boundaries. And she was only interested in one thing, as everybody else has been saying, to make sure that children and adults with disabilities get their basic rights. So we were right from the beginning on the same wavelength. And I still remember that we were at a conference in Japan, and we had other delegates from across the world. There was a bright young woman from Pakistan. So we were the three people from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India. And she said, Chalo, I'll just say it in Hindi first, and then I'll say it in English. Ek saath baith ke gana gaएं. Let's sing together a song that we all know. It doesn't matter that we are now 3 countries. We're human beings and people. And we sang a song called Pallo Latke. And I just thought that here's one human being, and I wish the world would recognize people like her, especially now, to see that boundaries should not come in the way of doing the work that we do for people. And a lot more needs to be done. So I would end by saying, I was just blessed to have known Appa. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha. You've been a true friend, and I would like to invite another friend of Sultana's, Julian Francis, who has been a friend of Bangladesh. He is a Bangladeshi citizen. It's been bestowed upon him by the government, and Julian has been a friend and a friend of within the disability movement with Valerie and my mother for decades. So, Julian, can you say a few words, please?
Yes, well, I would also repeat that that this is a remarkable publication that you've put together in quite a short time. It is wonderful, and my connection originally with Sultana, as I've written, rather unusual. The first thing, I think in those days, when you booked a trunk call in by telephone in India, you could, if it was very urgent, it would be a lightning call, and that would be 8 times the ordinary call charge. So she had phoned me from Bangalore to Delhi saying, what sort of a husband are you to send your heavily pregnant wife to a clinical psychology meeting in Bangalore? And so she managed to nurse Sushmita, threatened, they thought threatened miscarriage, and so that was the beginning of a connection, and I didn't actually meet her until I came to work here in 1985. And what I remember is the remarkable meetings I would have with her and her husband, your father, Naila and Lubna. So they would be teasing each other, and she would introduce me as, oh, I wanted you to meet Julian Francis. He's a freedom fighter from 1971. And then there would be the reply from your father that, what are you talking about? He was not fighting. Well, he was fighting with food and medicines, not bullets, but he was also a freedom fighter. Then the other way around, he would tease her by saying, what you say that you're a disability expert, but actually Julian is much more of an expert because of his brother who had Down syndrome and his son who has a severe learning disability. So don't muddle all these things up. So there would always be a lot of joking and teasing, and so very, very special relationship, which I think about quite a lot.
Thank you, Julian.
Shanta.
Yes. Can I please, I would like to invite one very special person who is also related to my mother. She's her sister-in-law, Nia Zaman, professor, who has been not only a close relative, but they were both colleagues in Dhaka University. And she has seen my mother's career from probably almost the beginning till the last breath. So can Chachijan, can you say a few words, speak a few words? Lubna? Lubna, Chachijan ke dao?
She's here.
Can you unmute her?
Everyone is unmuted.
Where is she?
I can't see her now. The connection might have gone. Maybe you can ask someone else to speak.
There's a very special person here today. Everyone is special here. I can't make out the difference. But Shanta Dixit has been from Nepal, who was also part of the Columbia team, as Leslie Davidson said, is here online. Shanta is again an old friend, and she went on to establish one of the best schools in Nepal, and is still doing some collaborative work with us at the Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation, and has written a beautiful elegy for Sultana in this publication. Shanta, can you speak a few words? Shanta?
Yes, thank you, Naila. Hi, Zina, I see you there. Yeah, and it's great to see this group, and I think the fact that Sultana is no more with us, she continues to contribute and to bring this wonderful group together. I do hope that I will have some relationship with you because of Sultana, even though we hadn't met before. Hi, Leslie. I'm sorry I got in a little bit late. My internet connection wasn't that great, so I had to wait a little bit, but I'm so glad to be here. I miss Sultana. I had the opportunity to visit several times Bangladesh after I came back to Nepal from New York. And we have sort of bonded like a family. My children, Naila's and Lubna's children, know each other very well. And we hope to continue this familial relationship. And the best part is that Naila and Rata Bangla Foundation have started working, and we need to still learn a lot from the group, from the Protibondhi Foundation, about the RNDA and how to bring interventions to children at a very young age. And Rata Bangla Foundation right now is working on early childhood. And so this really segues really well. And we hope to do justice and to make Zina and Leslie and everybody there proud of what I will eventually do in health. And I have been busy running a school, but now through the foundation, which is an education foundation, we're also going towards early childhood development, and that's very exciting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to unmute Habibul Alam. My mother had multiple interests, and she was always looking at how to work to bring girls out into the open, to make them, give them more rights and bestow upon them a kind of life that all of you have been speaking about, the freedom of growing up in a free society, in a healthy and free society. Habibul Alam worked with her towards from the Bangladesh Scouts. My mother was the National Commissioner for Girls in Scouting when girls were not coming into Scouting. And Habibul Alam, can I ask you to say a few words on that?
Well, thank you, Naila. I was wondering, because I was listening to everyone who has spoken earlier. It's good. Well, about Chachi, I can say, I mean, where should I start? That's the question. I will stick to the Scout movement. I think that's the part which most of you are not aware of. And she has a big follower there. We started from scratch with her. We wanted to get the girls involved with the Scout movement, where the Girl Guide was putting in a lot of pressure not to get the girls into the Scout movement. And there she was when we explained to her the advantage.
Can everyone mute themselves, please? And Habibul Alam is speaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay. As a matter of fact, it was she, because we played with Naila to get her mother in, and we got her in. And this side of the coin that you all are not aware of is the women empowerment. And the women empowerment that she has provided, for which today in Bangladesh Scouts, we have near about 300,000 girls. No joke. And the trainers, especially, the senior trainers, almost all of them are not there, but quite some of them are there who were linked with her. The young ones and now have grown up. Those ladies still remember her very fondly. The most interesting part that I can relate to you all was she put her foot down when the program for the boys and the program for the girls were different. And she put in a challenge that let's have the same program for the girls and let's see how they work out. And believe in me, it turned 180 degrees opposite, and we changed the total program to, me being a National Commissioner program, we had to change the total girls program from Girl Guide off to a real proper one where boys and girls could match each other or move along with each other at par. Now today what you see with the girls, they do the same program what the boys have done. climbing the hills or jumping around or going around. Well, I think that's a phenomenal jump for Bangladesh at that time, what she did.
Thank you.
That we should remember. That we should remember. And we are grateful for that. We are really grateful for that.
All of us agree. All of us know her energy and zeal for this kind of pushing forwards.
No. At that age, I'm yet to come across a lady with that kind of energy and that kind of dedication. Sorry, it's very difficult. You can seldom come across.
Thank you. Can I ask a person who is now she's an extremely esteemed, trained counselor, psychosocial counselor, who was a neighbor of Sultana's and was Maksuda Begum, and who was, tumi Banglaয় bolo Maksuda, and who then became, she was my mother's neighbor, and she was just a housewife. And then my mother said, "What are you doing? You've got a master's degree." And since then, I've only seen Maksuda climb higher and higher and higher. So here you are, Maksuda.
I just wanted to say that I've given the link to her article in Protomalo in chat.
She's written a beautiful write-up for Sultana in Bangla, which is going to be published in Protomalo. Maksuda, kichu bolo. Maksuda.
আপা আমাকে শুনতে পাচ্ছেন?
হ্যাঁ পাচ্ছি।
ওকে, ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে। আপা ধন্যবাদ আমাকে ইনভাইট করার জন্য। আসলে আপনি যেখান থেকে শুরু করেছেন ওখান থেকেই বলতে চাই যে আমি ঢাকা ভার্সিটি থেকে মাস্টার্স বাংলা ভাষা ও সাহিত্যে পাশ করে বসেছিলাম 14 বছর। আপা তো খুব বকা দিলেন আমাকে যে তুমি কি করছো এটা। মানে পরের দিন আপা প্রোগ্রাম করলো, জাস্ট পরের দিন, যে তুমি আমার কল্যাণীতে আসো, ভিজিট করো। ভিজিট করলাম, বলে এবার তুমি ভর্তি হয়ে যাও। কিসে? বিএসএড, স্পেশাল এডুকেশনে ডিপ্লোমা করতে হবে প্রথমে। ঠিক ওই ডিপ্লোমা করতে গিয়ে আমি শিক্ষক হিসাবে পাই শ্রদ্ধেয় শারমিন আপাকে, শিরিন জামান আপাকে, আপনিও আমাকে পড়িয়েছেন। তো আমার আসলে ওখান থেকে শুরু। মানে আমি কিভাবে স্পেশাল এডুকেটর হলাম, হতে গিয়ে আমার মনে হলো যে আমি তো প্যারেন্টের সাথে আমার একটু কাজ বাকি রয়ে যায়, কারণ এই প্যারেন্টরা তাদেরকে প্রপারলি ভেন্টিলেট করতে পারে না। they can't express themselves in a professional way বা professional person to get relieved, to get ventilated. So আমি ওটা করতে গিয়ে আমার মনে হলো যে আমাকে অনেক কিছু পড়তে হবে, শিখতে হবে, এবং নতুন করে আমার একটা স্টুডেন্ট লাইফ শুরু হয়ে গেল। আমার মনে আছে আমি কল্যাণীতে 3 বারও গিয়েছি আপা। সকালবেলা আমাদের ছিল একটা ক্লাস, দুপুরে একটা ক্লাস, সন্ধ্যায় আবার আরেকটা ক্লাস। শারমিন আপা আসতেন, শাহিন আপা আসতেন ঢাকা ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে। এই ফাঁকে ফাঁকে আমি দৌড়াদৌড়ি করে ছুটাছুটি করে পড়তাম। একটা অদম্য রেস্টলেস ছিলাম আমি ডিসেবিলিটি সম্পর্কে লার্ন করতে, হাউ টু ম্যানেজ, হাউ টু টক উইথ দেম, অ্যান্ড হাউ টু গিভ সাম কাইন্ড অফ হিলিং। কারণ ডিসেবিলিটিটা তারা কেউ নিজে তৈরি করে নাই, এটা তাদের হয়ে গেছে, এবং এটার সাথে আমাদের অজ্ঞতাটার বেশি জড়িত, এবং আমরা যে সোশ্যাল স্টিগমাগুলো নিতে পারছি না, এই জায়গাগুলোতে তাদের যে আহত জীবন, সেই জীবনটা আমাকে সবচেয়ে বেশি কষ্ট দিত। এবং তখন থেকে আমি কাউন্সিলিং শুরু করি। কাউন্সিলিং শুরু করতে করতেই আমার মনে হলো যে আমাকে লং টার্ম ট্রেনিং নিতে হবে, সার্টিফাইড হতে হবে, আদারওয়াইজ আই ওয়াজ নট এ সাইকোলজিস্ট, আই কান্ট স্ট্যান্ড বিহাইন্ড দেম অ্যাজ এ সাইকোসোশ্যাল ওয়ার্কার। সো একই সাথে আমি স্পেশাল এডুকেশনের উপরে কাজ করি। ফুল ডে কাজের সাথে সাথে আমি তাদের প্যারেন্টের সাথে কাউন্সিলিং করি। এই কাউন্সিলিং করতে গিয়ে আমার মনে হলো যে ওই জায়গাটাতে আমার অনেক কিছু শিখবার আছে। এবং নাইলা আপার একক প্রচেষ্টায় তখন বাংলাদেশে আসে আমাদের পিকে সারু ইন্ডিয়া থেকে। আমি তখন ট্রানজেকশনাল অ্যানালিসিসে ট্রেনিং শুরু করি। আমি বাংলাদেশে প্রথম এটাতে আমি সিটিএ রিটেন পাস করি, এবং একই সাথে 2014 থেকে আমি হানা এগলির কাছে আমাদের সুইজারল্যান্ডের ইএমডিআর এ আমি ট্রেন্ড আপ হই। এখানে আমি শামীম ফেরদৌস আপাকেও স্মরণ করতে চাই শ্রদ্ধার সাথে। আপা আমাদেরকে অনেক সাহায্য করেছে, আমাদের টিমে আমাদের মডারেটর হিসেবে কাজ করেছেন এবং এনাদের সবার সাহচর্যে আমি আমার আজকে রানি। থ্যাংক ইউ সবাইকে।
Maksuda তোমাকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ। There are a few other people I'd like to ask to speak. Can I please ask Professor Bilal Baki, who has actually seen Sultana's struggle as a young child, I guess, as a young boy in Karachi, when Sultana was struggling to even do a graduation with 3 children in tow. So, Bilal?
Yes. You me to I was reflecting on the public personality, but I know her from my childhood. I have memory, and so I can always recall 58 or 59. She traveled all the way from Quetta with 3 children to give an exam in Karachi. Those days, for a woman to be doing this, married, is unheard of.
Just to pass a BA. A BA exam.
So that I found out later. I was too young to know what she was doing. I just knew something is happening up there, and she disappeared and appeared, and we were with the 3 children. We were having a nice time. But when we discussed Bangladesh, East Pakistan, and for the
Can
first...
someone unmute themselves?
For the first... Yeah, someone has to unmute himself.
Excuse me, someone's phone is ringing. Can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, okay. Okay, Bilvia.
Okay, so let me continue. This is etched in my memory, and it's sort of the foregrounding of the entire struggle for Bangladesh comes from her consciousness, in my view. Because, in 58, we were children, hardly 8 or 9 years old. And she was telling us how there is, discrimination and unfair treatment of East Pakistani in Pakistan. I didn't have the concept there's something called unequal treatment, discrimination. It's like an unknown concept to me. I said, what's she talking about? I'm a Bengali. I never knew that. I was a Pakistani all the time, right? And I said, and then she has such passion. So even in my impressionable mind, I always recall that what is political consciousness. Later on, it flooded our consciousness. We were like 100% political consciousness. But those days, there was no political consciousness. No one talked politics. My father was in the Pakistan Air Force, and politics was frowned upon as trouble and none of our business. So there's a lot more I can say about her. MashaAllah, she was such a great person. She was so affectionate. That's something that on a personal level, I must say, she was of course like a mother to all of us. So there she was, doing an exam. Then the next introduction I got to her is in the 69 movement. Because, then we were all radicalized. So in our family, 90% are non-political. All this gondogol hoche and jhamala hoche, stay away from trouble and all that, So, we were always being negative feedback to get in-house, don't go trouble, don't do procession, don't do this. But Sultana Khamma was right there with us. I said, wow. She has this consciousness also, radical consciousness. And those who know her know exactly what I'm saying. It's not just about Protibondhi Foundation. All round, she had this tremendous, I would say, pioneering and courageous spirit. And those days were very few people like that. Now everybody jumped on board. Everybody's this, that. Those days, handful. And of course, Khalu was the great mentor for us. Let's always keep him in mind. Without his powerful presence, I don't think Khamma could have gone to the heights she did. A tremendously powerful, strong person, deeply principled, always sticking to the high ground of morality and fair play, always seeking justice for people. This was, the hallmark of both of them. And I saw them go through so many things. I was in the US and she was doing her PhD, and she suddenly appeared one day. My parents were visiting me and said, let's go somewhere. And then someone drove her. The point of someone driving her is important because she has such tremendous charisma that she had friends everywhere. Wherever she went, they had very close friends and they would be with her. They came all the way. We went somewhere, Corning, where to buy some stuff. But she traveled from Georgia, all the upstate New York, with these people who drove her down, showing how much, attraction she had to people around her. She's a charismatic personality, tremendous leadership, charisma, vision, energy, and in fullness of her personality, tremendous intelligence. I mean, intelligence, something we take for granted, is not taken for granted. Everybody doesn't have that insight, that analysis, and that ability to see beyond what appears around you. She had a tremendous intelligence coupled with humanity, compassion, all that. I mean, she's a remarkable person. Whoever has known her, I'm not exaggerating. When I started writing this, I said, only superlatives can be used when I think of Sultana Kamma. And this continued till the last years of her life. When she couldn't speak, she was, because of her medical condition, we'd go and see her. She'd hold the hand of my wife and she would press her hand and she would smile. She was communicating, tremendous positive spirit. Even though she's in that condition, there was no such thing as that she's dejected or unhappy. She's smiling. And, she'd come out and she'd sit with us beaming. And so many other things. When I got married, she was like the closest confidant of my wife, telling her how to navigate, the treacherous waters of family and all that, right? On a personal note, okay. So fabulous presence she was. I miss her tremendously, I really miss her. But what is a great testament to her is Protibondhi Foundation and the fact that her memory lives on in us, So I can say a lot more, but, I must restrain myself.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bilvaya. Fabulous expression, as you're so articulate always. Someone who actually voices his work in a different manner, Faisal, is there someone there who can help? তোমার কথা কেউ বলতে পারবে, Faisal?
Assalamu alaikum, Abba.
Assalamu alaikum.
কেমন আছেন?
খুব ভালো আছি, তুমি কেমন আছো?
কেমন আছেন?
আচ্ছা, তুমি কিছু বলবে? তুমি কি করছো এখন? As we have written in our publication, that Faisal is just one person of the hundreds of families and children that my mother has helped to find a life. He is presently a student of MA at Dhaka University and is an online businessman. He writes, with his mouth. And he's severely challenged in many ways, but he's extremely intelligent and we wish him well. And we are hoping to actually publish a separate memoir of all those persons, challenged persons.
Earlier said there's the best collaboration is the main thing. So eventually really get lots of training, and we have also the scope to provide training to others. And she is really never follow her happening. And I'm really feel proud of myself because I'm dedicated myself in this field through the Sultana Appa's ways, and I'm really thankful to Naila Appa to bring me in this field to work as a developmental therapy specialist in this country. Thank you so much.
Shilpi. Thank you. Just to tell you that Shilpi has, and many people who are even here today, have trained in many different countries, like in the United States, in United Kingdom, in India, in so many places. I would like to invite a very special person here tonight with us, Valerie Taylor, who has been with my mother, and my mother has seen her journey and she has seen my mother's. So I think, Valerie, can you speak a few words?
Thank you. I would just love to say congratulations, Naila, on that beautiful journey of your mother's through the pages of your book. I think it's a real treasure for all of us, and we do thank you. And I'm sure it took a lot of thought and time to put together, but it's beautifully done. And I was saying to Poppy, how is it that you could find a photograph of her amongst, I guess you have many photographs to go through, but it was amazing to find your mother and pictured with Poppy, a really lovely find. I just feel we've lost a very, very warm and wonderful friend in your mother, because being so committed to others, always so open to sharing with other people. He's so proud of you all. I know, and idea of celebrating her life is just the best way to capture something that we can't easily put into words, but just saying Zaman, it somehow said everything about what all of us had a taste of when we were with her, when we were listening to her, when we were watching her giving treatments. It was a real privilege to feel that I've been in Bangladesh during Professor Sultana Zaman's lifetime. It's a really wonderful thing to feel I have met her and experienced what it is to have somebody so steeped in special education, in wanting to give families the chance of looking at their supposed disabled child, but then realizing that that child has a name and disability seems to just fade into the background when families are prepared to accept the child just as they are. Thank you, Naila, for inviting all of us, but thank you for inviting me and giving me a chance just to share these few thoughts.
Valerie, I would like you to talk about the first school that your child had.
Yes, well, this is something Poppy and I will always remember, Kalyani. And we were then in the farm gate situation before moving to Sava. And I remember seeing Poppy setting off with her ayah in the back of a tempo to get to school. And of course, why I know she, like all children, will feel so proud was to have her school bag on her back. And although then we perhaps hadn't realized what a very big problem her dyslexia was, but she was learning something every minute, whether she was just on the road traveling from A to B or in a classroom with other children. It was that exposure to being treated just as anybody would normally be treated. And that's the acceptance of that, I think, is so wonderful for any child to realize that their teachers see them as just beautiful, normal children.
Thank you. Thank you, Valerie. You are a treasure as well.
Oh,
like Shamim Firdaus, who is the executive director of Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation to give a thank you to everyone on behalf of BPF. Lubna Shamim ke dao. হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে বলো
Greetings from Bangladesh, especially from the Bangladesh Protibondhi Foundation, to all the respected persons and well-wishers of Professor Emeritus Dr. Sultana Sarwatara Zaman from home and abroad, who are virtually attending this auspicious occasion for celebrating of our first death anniversary. Today, I am really honored to be here to present vote of thanks in such an occasion and at the same time a bit emotional, as I have to speak for Professor Zaman, who was our inspiration and left us on this day. However, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the all respected person who has contributed to the publication on this occasion. Professor Zaman was our source of inspiration and motivation. Working under her leadership was the most fulfilling moment of our life. Professor Zaman no longer lives with us. However, the positive implication of her life will be felt by all the students, professionals who all studied under her and worked with her. Her contribution in the field of disability and lives of the person with disability has shown a new life which the people of Bangladesh as well as professionals from all over the world will remember for many years to come. I feel my life has been enriched by my association with the late Professor Sultana Sarwatara Zaman. Our heartfelt thanks to all the board members, contributors from BPF, Psychology and Special Education Department of Dhaka University. My sincere thanks to the international contributors from Australia, UK, USA, India, Nepal, Malaysia, family members, friends, print, media, and especially many thanks to the Lubna Mariam, because her contribution, a huge contribution for this occasion. As we know that every human being is mortal, but love is immortal. Though you are not present here with us today, but your memory will always be stored in our heart and mind. You are always loved and never forgotten. May your soul rest in peace. Finally, I would like to thank all of you. We are present in this occasion and honor her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have come to the end of this Zoom meeting. We have sent you the e-copy of our publication, but it needs a little more work, editing, etc., which we will probably complete in the next week. And we will print hard copies of the book, because now we have the copyright and the ISBN number and everything. So we will probably put it on through Amazon. And I feel personally that, and many of you have told me the same, that years later on, it might be used as a reference book for a lot of people who don't know the history of a lot of things going on in Bangladesh and in our collaborative work. So thank you all. Thank you, family. Thank you, friends. Thank you, contributors. Thank all of you who have come here because of you loved and respected Sultana. We hope to meet you soon. We will be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nala.
Thank you very much.
Nala, Lubna.
It's a memorable evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Both of you, thank you.
Nice to see you, Zena Stein. After many years, we were there in the validity of 10 question and rapid epidemiological study on 10,500 children throughout Bangladesh.
Sharmi, she's 98 years old, 98 years and a half.
68, never mind.
Yeah.
I am 68 too. But yes, Sudha is there. Nice to see you. Valerie.
See you too.
Friend. Oh, my dear friend. My real friend in Bangladesh. My partner for the rights of disability. Real fighter. From the beginning.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you,
This is
Naila.
where we end.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Okay,
Bellabaya.
bye-bye.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah.